Well, hello everybody. Welcome to P.B.M. Money. Today's the big day. Today we're going to unbox, or an envelope, my first American Express business credit card. Now, just to be clear, it's my first business credit card, period, and it happens to be from American Express. So I opened up the envelope, and there was, of course, a bunch of papers. I was kind of impressed, actually, because I've made a point on all the videos about credit cards I've done about all the legalese. I mean, good heavens. This one, the business card, had very little legalese, did have a lot of paperwork, and there was a 5-page insert. Well, we'll get to that. But anyway, so here's the sheet. Can you see that? It came out. See, my credit card was down there. And then there was this on the back telling you about all the digital tools that you can use. And I'll tell you one thing I've noticed, not just American Express, but just about every credit card I've gotten probably in the last couple of years. And I'm guessing this is an offshoot from COVID. But these credit card companies, I feel like, are really trying hard to cut their expenses for their customer service, and they want you to do everything digital. I got a card from Citi, and I think it was the custom card. I won't swear to it, but I think it was. There was no place in that whole stack of papers that said, call here to activate your card. Call customer service. Didn't say that. There was a number on there, and you called, and they digitally walked you through it. And I thought that was kind of odd. And I'll tell you, I'm just going to have to call the number on the back of the card because I still have a couple of questions I need answered. Well, one, I got the question answered, the other question answered. But and then there was this sheet, the second sheet, and this is pretty typical for most credit cards. You know, it tells you what the fees are and the penalties are, and there's an introductory offer for 12 months. After that, it's 25.49%. Holy cow. Let's see, penalty APRC. I did a video not too long ago talking about a penalty APR. That's a fancy schmancy name for saying if you're late, we're going to raise your interest rate for 6 months. And that is, now get this, okay, 29.99% or prime rate plus 25.99%. Daggone. Then it says, this APR will apply to all balances on your account if you do one of three things. 1, make a payment that is returned, make 2 late payments in 12 months, or do not make the minimum monthly due by the closing date of the billing period in which it is due. Oh, this one's 12 months. How long will the penalty APR last? For at least 12 billing months in a row. Penalty APR. Holy cow. Let's see. Transaction fees. If you do a balance transaction or balance transfer, it's either $5 or 3% of the amount of each transfer, whichever is greater. 2.7% of each transaction after conversion to US dollars. Penalty fees, and there's several of them. Late payment, up to $39. Return payment, $39. Over the limit, none. They're not going to charge you a penalty for going over the limit. But if you make a late payment, they're going to charge you $39 plus 29.99%. Well, Guess whose business credit card is going on automatic payment? Daggone. Then it goes through and talks about calculating APRs, when the penalty APR, that's a repeat. Wow. Okay, so there's this whole thing on fees. I've never seen anything like this before. I want you to see this. You see where my thumb is? Just below my thumb, or now it's my finger, it says fees. Look at that list of fees. There's an annual membership. I don't even know what that is. There's no on mine anyway. Late payment fee up to $39, which we talked about a minute ago. Return payment, $39. Return check, $38. Why does $1 make a difference? Why not just make it all $39? There's no charge if you're over the limit. If you close your account and you want to reopen it, that's a $25 fee. If your account is canceled, you ask us to reopen it, and we do so. Balance transfer, 3% of the transaction, but the minimum of $5. And foreign transaction fee of 2.7% of the converted US dollar amount. The fee is a finance charge. So I guess if you don't want to be charged fees, I guess you're going to have to be perfect. Now, I talked earlier about a 5-page thing, and this is what it looks like. Okay, and there is, well, I said 5 pages because when I read it, that's what it's looked like. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's 5 pages, 2 sides, so, and one's blank, so 9 pages of writing. The last one here says your agreement for transferring funds electronically. I want you to see this. That's this entire page. Can you read that at the top? That entire page is talking about transferring funds electronically. Now, they talk about all that for transferring funds. Now, if you want to dispute your bill, this is how much information you get from up here to down there. Like a third of what it was to transfer funds electronically. And then the rest of it is basic questions you might have, like about additional card holders, replacement cards, using the card, promising to pay, credit limit, about your payments, when you must pay, how your payments are calculated, claims resolution, credit reports, Privacy Act, just all kinds of things that I can understand they need to communicate to you, but if you have anything to do with credit cards, just use them responsibly. And none of that matters. All of that legalese really applies to when you screw up. And then you got to know most of that, or you're going to lose the card. Now, there's a sheet in here that says American Express Billing Card Privacy Notice, and then on the back it says Affiliate Sharing Notice. I don't even know what that is. The notice provides information about choices that are available to you as a Classic Card member on a business account relating to the sharing of your personal creditworthiness, informing among the American Express family of companies included for use in marketing. Business cards products are issued by, how to limit the sharing of your personal credit. It's a business credit card. Purchase protection. This is kind of interesting. What are coverage limits? Up to $1,000 per covered purchase. Up to $500 for all covered purchases per occurrence related to the national disaster or loss. And $50,000 per eligible card account for each calendar year. What are some important exclusions? Purchases that have a limited lifespan, like food. Shipping and handling costs related to purchases of non-eligible for coverage. Covered purchases does not include items like downloadable service, motorized services, motorized device parts, and this product provides secondary coverage. That means you can't use that as your insurance for whatever it is you bought. That's just a backup. And then the last thing is a supplement to the card member agreement, and it talks about how your rewards program works. Now, when I got this card, I was under the impression it was a 2% cashback business credit card, which is why I got the thing. But then I started reading the small print, and I want you to, I mean, it turns out to be, but it's not as you go. It says you will receive a rebate for eligible purchases on your American Express Blue Business Cash Card. The rebate you receive is based on a percentage of the eligible purchases you make during a billing period, blah, blah, blah. You will not receive the rebate if your card account is canceled or defaulted at the time of fulfillment. A rebate year is January 1st to December 31st. For each rebate year, you will receive a rebate of 2% on your first $50,000, 1% thereafter. So they're not going to give me anything until the end of the first year. Is that really a 2% discount card? I mean, it is if my business is open in a year. I mean, mine will be, but what if you're a restaurant? I mean, restaurants are notorious for opening and closing in a couple of months. So they go out to get this business credit card, thinking they're getting a 2% card. Maybe, kind of, sort of. The good news is when I do receive the 2%, it'll be up to $50,000 in purchases. Most of the personal 2% credit cards are $500 a month, which is $6,000 a year. That one's $50,000 a year. So that kind of makes a big difference. Okay, it's time. It's time for us to unenvelope my first business credit card, and it's from American Express, and the name of the business that we run is called P.B.M. Rentals. The P.B.M. stands for Prayer Box Ministry, and we do have several little rentals. We do spend money on them, so this is a completely legit thing, but I'm very proud of my first business card, and here it is. Can you see that? Let me get a little closer. See the title down there? P.B.M. Rentals. Very cool. So, now the question, and I started this video by saying I had a question that I'm going to call customer service and ask them about. My first question that I got answered today when I read through the fine print was my credit limit, which is a pretty good credit limit, and it's probably accurate. So they did me well on that. But the other question I have is I can't remember the spend to get the rebate or the sign-up bonus. I know it's $250, and every video I've seen says $3,000 in the first 3 months, which is fine. But for some reason, I had $4,000 in 4 months in my mind. So I'm going to call and find out exactly what my spend is for my card. And in case you don't have a business credit card and you're thinking about it, I've gone several years without getting one and firmly was against them until circumstances turned, and I did a video on this, where my credit took a nosedive and I'm out of the market for credit cards for probably a year. So I decided, why not? Let's give it a shot. And I got it. And once I got it, it's got some good perks, like the high 2%, up to $50,000 in a year. There's no annual fee. There's a higher than normal sign-up bonus of $250. The spend is not outrageous. I mean, even if it's $4,000 in 4 months, that is not outrageous. So I'm very pleased with my American Express new business credit card. And I never thought I would say this, but I strongly recommend, if you have not gotten a business credit card, I strongly encourage it. I did a video last week, I think, talking about how to apply and when I applied and why I applied and how to apply. And it's very, very easy. It's not very complicated, and it has no hard pull on your credit. So give it a shot. Go get your new American Express business credit card. They are not sponsoring any part of this. I'm just very happy. I've got one of their personal credit cards that I pay a $95 annual fee for, and I love that card. On that card, I get 6% in groceries, 3% on gasoline, and 1% on everything else. So I use it for groceries and gas nonstop. Well worth the $95. So go out and get your new American Express business credit card. You guys have a great day, a great week, and happy investing.